So upcoming Friday nights, me and the degenerate boys that we are, we're coming back with the betting show.
You look at the way he bounces off tacklers, the way that he keeps his eyes downfield, his vision, his ability to find holes, his pass catching ability, right? Because he had.
In my lifetime, I'd put him at probably around the 2 area, with again the only other person up there being King Ricky.
Anthony Richardson or Caleb Williams at the 111.
Yeah.
So just hit it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of B.S.ing Sports, part of the B.S.ing Network, where we do a little BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. My name is Bill. With me on my prediction show this week is going to be Bolton, Ryan, and Tim. Fellas, how we doing tonight? My computer just went nuts and I just lost all of you.
Oh, yeah. Doing good. Good college day. Oklahoma's going to sell my parlay, but other than that, it's going well.
There we go. Good. Tim, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I had a little family day with your cousin Bentley, Lucas, Danelle, and Eric. We went to apple picking, pumpkin picking.
Well, that sounds exciting.
And now I'm drinking.
That's
Ryan?
also exciting.
Doesn't get any better.
Ryan, how we doing, man?
Good, man. Notre Dame stressing me out as usual. It's never easy, but, it is what it is.
Can confirm. Ryan and I were at the bar earlier together watching the first round of games.
Timmy and I need Arch Manning to break off on like a long run here, wherever Timmy just went.
Tim is gone. All right. Good time.
That Texas minus 38 also not looking good.
Yeah, that is strange. Like they seem to be moving the ball okay. They're just like hitting these stalling points on their drives.
Yeah.
Correct. So for those of you who have been following along, we are doing our prediction show here this Saturday evening. Tim left and then had to be re-added. Here he comes again. Looks like he having some internet connections there. So as it stands, the standings are in first place is Joey with 82 wins. Second place is Ryan with 79 wins. Third place is Gucci with 77 wins. Fourth, Bolton. Me, fifth. Monty, sixth. Tied for 7 is... I'm sorry, sixth is Jake. Monty and Tim Brandt are tied for 7th, and then Hawkins is bringing up the rear there in last place. Nope, that's wrong too. Hawkins is in 7th. Timmy is in 8th. That's my bad.
What are you doing?
I'm like, because they're so far apart from the names. I really wish you would have put them down here, and you didn't. But it's fine. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. I'll stop my complaining now. But anyway, going back to our prediction show, let's jump right on into it. That's a nice setup, the 4 corners. I like that a lot.
Looks good.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
All right. I'm assuming you got something on one of your bets. Let's talk.
Jeremiah Love, 32-yard reception for a touchdown. Open his game up.
There you go. I asked you earlier if you thought he was good for an anytime touchdown. You told me no.
Oh, this is his second touchdown today.
Even better. All right, so let's get right into it, right? Obviously, we had the Thursday night game. The Cowboys beat the Giants. It was under. So that's cool and all. I took the Giants, unfortunately. I thought, I had a hunch. I thought it was a bit of a trap game. I thought the Giants would come out on top. They did not. But moving forward to Sunday, we have the Saints visiting the Falcons. The Falcons are favored by 1.5 points. 42.5 is the over-under. Tim, I'm going to let you go first because you took the Falcons to cover in the over. Go ahead.
I think the Saints are going to start scoring the ball again. The Falcons isn't that good as defense as the Eagles, apparently. They prove I just think that it's going to be a high-scoring game, so I think the Falcons get the ball last and score at the end of the game like they beat the Eagles.
All right. And Bolton, you took the Saints here. Of the people on the show, you're on an island. How you feeling about that?
I think this is a get-right game for the Saints. I think they come out. I think Shaheed kind of gets more involved. I think Olave did really well last week. I think the Saints come out and win this handily. With the line sitting at 1.5 for Atlanta at home, that makes me think that Vegas thinks the Saints should win this game, and they're getting the 1.5 just because they're playing in Atlanta. So I'm thinking the Saints are going to win this outright.
All right, I like it. I like the reasoning on that. Yeah, I took the Falcons mostly because they beat the Eagles and then they played the Chiefs really tough. That's where my thought process was. Ryan?
Yeah, I like the Falcons here in this game. They've kind of hung around most of their games. Obviously, they beat the Eagles as well, but they're a tough team to beat, and I think they're only going to get better as Kirk Cousins sees more reps, stays on the field, and gets healthier throughout the season. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the Falcons here. I think they win pretty convincingly, but I do expect to see a shootout here. That Clint Kubiak Saints-led offense is no joke.
Yeah, agreed. Next, we have the Rams visiting the Bears. Chicago is 2.5-point favorites. 40.5 is the over/under. Ryan, I'll let you go first on this one.
Oh, shots fired. Yeah, so for this one, I feel kind of like to Bolton's point with the Saints, right? I feel like this is a get-right game for the Bears. I think the offense, showed up a little bit last week. They're starting to click a little bit here. And the Rams just, everybody on offense is hurt, right? They had, a huge comeback win against San Francisco, down 10 points in the fourth quarter last week. I feel like this is almost a trap where people kind of are like, yep, they beat the 49ers. They're for sure going to beat the Bears. And I just don't see it that way. And Vegas kind of agrees with me there, being Chicago's 2.5-point favorite.
So Joey just joined, but I don't see him on camera, so I'm not putting him in the room. Because he's not on camera. So we can leave the layout the way it is, but until I see there he goes.
Yep.
That was me. There you go.
Making
Joey,
changes.
Raider Nation, that's terrible. Change your name to Joey. But actually, since you joined, you took the Bears in this game. Give me your reasoning for taking the Bears.
Six.
Can he hear us? He can't hear us. We added him way.
Nah, hold on. My bad.
Okay, well, I'm gonna skip.
Why did I take the Bears?
Yeah, no, yeah. You took the Bears in the Rams-Bears game. Give me your thought process on
Well,
that.
I think that the Rams are kind of empty on their offense, right? So, I mean, Caleb did all right last game. I think he can prove himself this time around. So, I got the Bears covering. So, plus I hate the Rams anyways.
That's fair. Bolton, you took the Rams and the under. You're again on an island here with the under by yourself.
Yep. I just, the Rams are depleted of talent, but they're making it work. I think the offensive play calling for the Bears has been piss poor all year. I think they're going to shoot themselves in the foot once again. I think the Rams are just, that gritty team that's going to figure it out with who they have. So I think that the Rams do end up winning this outright, but I don't think the Bears are going to score anything. So I think it's the under is literally just whatever the Rams score plus 7. We'll give the Bears a touchdown.
Okay, I like that. There are 5 of us now, so we're not all going to get to talk. There are 4 of us now, so we're all going to get to talk. Tim, give me your reasoning for this.
I can think the way the Rams came out and fought the 49ers hard last week. Tutu Atwell didn't look terrible. Curry Williams did what he normally does now. And I think the 49ers defense is better than the Bears. So I just think the Rams the Rams are going to score more points because the Bears defense isn't as good.
Okay. Hey, listen, I like it. I took the Bears simply because the Rams are injured. Pretty cut and dry. Rams are really beat up, so I took the Bears because of that. Moving on, we have the Minnesota Vikings at the Green Bay Packers. Packers are 2.5-point favorites. Jordan Love is looking like he's going to play. 43.5 is the over/under. Let's see. Let's go. You know what, Tim? You went last time. You go first.
Why can't you go first?
Well, I'm going to give mine regardless. Just deciding what order I want to go in. I'll go first. That's not a problem for me. Jordan Love is back. We saw week 1 against the Eagles. That offense is scary. They got big playability. And the Vikings defense, while they have played out really, really well, I think, Jordan Love is the new owner of the Bears. And I think he's going to show, or new owner of that division. And I think he's going to show it against the Vikings here. So yeah, give me the Packers. I took them not to cover, simply to hedge my bet here because I do think it's a close game. But I do think it's a shootout at 43.5 over 43.5. So I took the Packers. Tim, would you like to elaborate on your Packers pick?
Yeah, I think Jordan Love the first week looked amazing against the Eagles. I mean, Josh Jacobs, he's running the ball well. He hasn't found the end zone too often yet, so I think that can change around for him with Love in the backfield with him. And I just think at 2.5 points, I think the game's going to be a field goal win. So,
All right. Bolton, you took the Vikings.
They're just on a war tear right now. I just can't go against them. I understand it's at Lambeau, but it is also Jordan Love's first game back. It's not like he's been playing all season. He may come out a little rusty. Also, the Vikings are getting more healthy. Jordan Addison will be playing this week. So even if Jari shadows Justin Jefferson, all game, he's still going to get his. But they also have a awesome wide receiver in Jordan Addison coming back. I just can't go against the Vikings at this current moment. They're just killing everybody.
And Joey?
Yeah, I mean, I picked them when they faced the Niners for that stat that I posted earlier in the chat. But I mean, you guys say Jordan Love went off the first game. I just looked at his stats. He was 35 or 17 for 34 with a pick. I think mostly that came from obviously the Packers defense and Josh Jacobs. He produced for that dub, right? I don't see the Packers beating the Vikings. And are they at home too?
Packers are at home.
They are at home. Fuck. Yeah, the Vikings are on a fucking heater right now, so I'm taking them all day, especially with JJ there it's crazy.
All right. Copy that. I like it. I like the reasoning. I really do. And like I said, I took the Packers not to cover, simply to hedge my bet. I do think the Vikings have a good squad this year. I do think that they're on a tear. But I think especially with Jordan Love coming back, the Packers are going to really, really ball out. And I think they're going to get a division win here. Also, you can't remain unbeaten forever, like it just doesn't happen anymore. So yeah, give me the Vikings to lose their first game this week.
Bill,
Steelers
comment.
Sorry.
Yeah, start posting some comments, man. Interact with the fan group.
Fine. Ryan is blowing up the chat as if like he wasn't just in the room. No, I'm just kidding. Ryan says, Jake, your fantasy trades make me want to drink. He's talking to Jake Krogan, who's in the chat as well. Ryan says Jordan Love is in, according to Schefter. Ken Brandt says Arch Manning of Texas just had a good run. Ryan responds with Arch Manning just hit. Let's go. Tim Hawkins, yes. Notre Dame is on. It's on NBC or Peacock, however it is you want to watch it. They don't, they're not sponsoring us, so I'm not going to throw them out there a ton. Yes, so there is all of that. Is that better, Tim? Did you like how I rattled that off there? Was that good?
You gotta keep up with it, man. You gotta interact.
Are you good to let me to continue doing my show here? Is this good? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm just messing with you, bud. But seriously, shut the hell up. Steelers at the Colts. Pittsburgh is favored by 1.5. 39.5 is the over/under. Joe, you can go first, bud.
Yeah, going Steelers here. I just don't like AR, man. The Steelers defense is just too nasty for him. Man. He's gonna scramble. He's gonna try to, I don't know, throw deep. I guess to fucking what's his goddamn name?
Alec Pierce.
There you go. Yeah, I think TJ Watt's gonna go off on him. I don't even know who their O-line is. The Colts' O-line. That's how trash I think they are.
Bolton, you took the Colts, or I'm sorry, Tim, you took the Colts. You fire away.
I think AR-15 is gonna get it right. He's gonna have to run the ball more because TJ Watt is on the other side, and when he runs the ball, that's when the Colts starts winning. It's like Jalen Hurts in 2022 and the Super Bowl run. Like if you run the ball, you're gonna win. And I think AR-15 and Jonathan Taylor is gonna help win that game, edge it off. And I don't trust Justin Fields to score more than AR-15.
Okay. Bolton?
Yeah, I kind of have to go with Joey here. I just think that the Colts offense is in disarray. Every time I watch AR-15, he's trying to actively give the ball away to the defense. I think if TJ Watt asks nicely, he'll just hand him the ball actually and just give him the ball. I don't see the Steelers losing this game. I expect them just to, run, play smart football. Justin Fields isn't turning the ball over. The Colts are. If you lose the turnover battle, you're going to lose the game. So give me the Steelers to cover and the under.
Yeah, for me, I took the Steelers mostly because Mike Tomlin has come into the season with an excellent game plan. You didn't really know who his quarterback was going to be. Russell Wilson is still injured, but he's not what he used to be. Justin Fields, we know he's a turnover machine, but he hasn't been under Mike Tomlin. For me, it's the coaching very specifically. And if you're going to sit me down and ask me if I want Shane Steichen or Mike Tomlin, I'm going Mike Tomlin every day. So give me Tomlin in that Steelers defense. And I do think they cover, obviously, the two points there. And I don't think it goes over 39.5. Very low scoring game. I'm talking 13-6 type game, very low scoring. But yeah, give me the Steelers. Oh, Jake's not on. Can we talk shit on the Broncos still? I think we can, right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Trash.
perfect.
He'll watch.
So we have the Broncos visiting the Jets.
Crash.
The Jets are favored by 7.5 points. 38.5 is the over/under. All four of us took the Jets. However, Bolton, you took the Jets to cover the 7.5 point spread. Would you like to talk about that specifically?
Yeah, so I took them to cover just solely because I think the Broncos are going to fall back to reality. The Jets defense is really good. I expect this to be roughly a 10-point game. Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to decipher whatever the Broncos defense did, against Baker. I think the Jets just come out and win this handily. I think the Broncos, I want, Bo Nix is going to go right back to throwing for 4 yards a pass, and I think that they're going to cover 7.5, even though that is a huge spread.
I guess I'll go next. Yeah, I took the Jets for all the same reasons. While Baker Mayfield has been playing well for Tampa, he's not Aaron Rodgers. And even Aaron Rodgers on a leg, which, by the way, he specifically came out and said it's starting to feel better every single week. 40 years old playing on that leg. He looked really good last week. And as a result, I got to put my faith in Aaron Rodgers, AR-12. And Robert Saleh's got a good game plan there. Bo Nix just doesn't do it for me. He doesn't do it for me. So yeah, give me the Jets. I didn't take them to cover simply because, as you pointed out, 7.5 is a really large spread. It's the third largest of the week. 7-point game is usually what you can bet on in the NFL. So I took them not to cover. Tim.
Yeah, I took the Jets. Obviously, they're better team than Broncos. Bo Nix isn't it to me either. Like Bill said, I took them not to cover. Like Ryan said in the chat, it's 7.5 points is a trap game or trap line. That game, trap line. I think they win, but I just think the Broncos defense is good enough to cover the 7.5 spread, especially with Surtain covering Garrett Wilson the whole time.
Expect a big game out of Tyler Conklin, in my opinion. A big game out of Tyler Conklin. Joey, before we get to you, I don't mean to pause on you here for a second. However, Ryan put it in the chat. Yes, please subscribe, share on YouTube or whatever platform you're on, but please go to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. Every sub is a big deal. We are doing giveaways. We are doing let's see, where's it at? You go in, you retweet this. It's been pinned, and you go find it on our Twitter page. You're in the running to win a bunch of stuff. We're doing giveaways every quarter. Right now, we're doing card giveaways. We do have a jersey giveaway coming up. So please go like our page, subscribe to our page, and send that retweet out so that we can get you in on the drawing. Thank you very much. Joey took the Jets as well. Go ahead.
Yep. So I'm not going to say Bo Nix last week was terrible because he did look like a good quarterback. But you're going into the Jets. You got Sauce Gardner, what's his name? Quinnen Williams, right? That defense is stacked. When you have them covering Sutton, I don't think he's gonna do anything on that defense. Bo Nix is I literally watched an analysis on that guy. That guy, he's playing like he's still at Oregon, and he hasn't adjusted to the NFL yet. Yes, I did say he was ready because he played the 64 games, or I don't remember how many he started, but I just don't.
He's the same age as Justin Fields, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, he could have been ready, but I just feel like the scheme that he's put in, I don't think he's capable of being a starter this year, at least. Next year, maybe, but fuck the Broncos. I'm going Jets, baby.
I'm glad that we have one of the two of you on every week, and we can guarantee on a fuck the Raiders or fuck the Broncos. I really do appreciate that from the two of you. Thank you so much, you and Jake.
I don't even hate the Broncos that bad though. It's just because I hate the Niners more. Just for Jake.
Then you have the Niners covering here in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll get to that game. Yes. Let's see. So we have the Philadelphia Eagles, mine and Tim's team, visiting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First of all, there was a huge hurricane that just came through Tampa. I'm not entirely sure how they're playing the game at all. Secondly, Philly is favored by 2.5 points, even with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown ruled out. 44.5 is the over-under. Bolton, you took the Bucs, so I'm going to let you go first.
Yeah, exactly what you just said right there. Your two main wide receivers are out. I can't even name the wide receiver 3 on that team. You
Jahan
have
Dotson and
Dallas
Campbell.
Goddard, but I mean, if they can find a way to
Jordan
bracket Dallas
Hudson.
Goddard and put 8 people in the box to stop the Hurts and Barkley train, I think that the Bucs are just more equipped to win this game. They're just healthier.
Gucci says over under Ryan Swift's age. The line is set at 44.5.
Oh my!
He says I'm hammering the over. So Ryan told me earlier today that Gucci thought he was like 46 or 47. And I was like, gee, how old does he think I am? Because that is wow. Ryan responds with my back is at least 60. No, listen, I love all your reasonings for why the Buccaneers. I really do. And listen, Jalen Hurts hasn't played lights out this season on any level. He's actually been quite disappointing. But you can't deny that since the guy got in the league, he's found ways to win games. He's 37-11 in his career as a starter in the NFL. And I think that continues this Sunday against the Buccaneers. Well, if they play, again, I'm not really entirely sure what their game plan is. And because it's only a 2.5 points, I think they win by at least 3 points. I've got them to cover. And the over, I think, is a pretty sure thing because outside of the Saints game last week, the Eagles defense hasn't looked like they've been able to stop a lot. And the Buccaneers defense, for the same reason, they're a little bit banged up, also hasn't been looking like they can stop a lot of stuff. So I've got the Eagles to cover and the over on this. Joey, you mimicked me. What's your thought on that?
I just like the Eagles, man. I don't really have anything
I like the Eagles too.
Yeah, there's not really much to it. I feel like the Bucs just aren't going to be able to handle the Eagles' offense. I mean, look what happened to the Bucs last week, right? Like, you thought they were going to show out and defeat the Broncos, but that was a stunner to me. So, I mean, if they can beat the Eagles this week, that'll change my mind, but I don't see that happening. So I'm going Eagles. What's the line right there? 2.5. I think that's easy money for me. And then the 44, got to go over on that one. I mean, I think it's going to be a shootout, but I think Eagles got it.
Gucci, you wound me, Gucci. You wound me. I am not 49. That hurts my feelings. I thought I was at least like facially taking care of myself. I know I'm a little husky, but at least facially, I thought I was taking care of myself. And since that's all you've ever seen, I'm disappointed.
I don't even want to know what he thinks of me there with my facial hair. Going crazy.
He knows you're my younger brother, so there's no shot in shit he thinks you're older than 49.
He just assumes you're Amish. He doesn't know your age.
That would check out, yeah.
Damn.
Oh, thank you, Gucci. I appreciate that, bud. You made me feel better. Hawkins says it'll be a Goddard and Barkley and maybe Jalen running is the key to the success. Tim is 69. Okay. I think that's a joke, for 69, but we'll get past that. Bolton, give me your thoughts on the Eagles Bucks. Oh, wait, I did. Timmy, give me your thoughts on Eagles Bucks. Tim? No?
No.
I'm losing connection. My fault. I'm back now, I think, for now. My dad need to get off the fucking Wi-Fi. But I took the Eagles to cover. I took the Eagles to cover because, one, I made this pick before A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith would both fold out. So that's all, man. I got too lazy to change it. But other than that, I think if Jalen Hurts, Barkley, and Goddard does the same thing, well, Hurts not turn over the ball, I think they have a chance to win. Because what Bolton said, the Bucs defense is kind of hurt too. So Barkley can run the ball pretty well like he did against the Saints. And Goddard, I take half what he did against the Saints. I think it'd be a close game. I think the Eagles would probably get the last drive of the game and get the touchdown and win.
The hell with that. I want Goddard to do double what he did to the Saints. I'm in the Tampa area. I would love to walk.
That put him at what, 340 receiving yards
on the season, and 170 of them were all on Sunday.
No. You said double.
If he doubled it, yeah. Hey, listen, if he can pull off 340 receiving yards, I'm here for it. I really am. Like, I don't
straight to
the
the Hall of Fame at that point.
You're in line.
Just go straight to Canton. Just take the plane to Canton. Just hang the cleats up.
You might as well hang yourself up in there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
What are you drinking, Bolton?
he's got Budweiser.
Okay.
Ryan Smith says
What
CJ
is
Gardner
that?
Johnson was fined $45,000 for last game for 3 separate incidents. That is true. Obviously, I mean, you would assume that he and his representatives are going to appeal, because that's a bit extreme. He was also, I think, he got fined for the previous game where he pulled the mouthpiece off of somebody. So again, you would assume that he and his representatives are appealing that, but you would assume. Chris Gucci says CJ Gardner Johnson is scum. No, I like his absolute arrogance. It belongs on the field of battle in football. I really do believe that.
I think
so I'm
the
here for
Cowboys
it.
will scum.
Yeah, I mean, you and I despise the Cowboys, so we didn't get to choose the Cowboys. Timmy, you wrote in the thing, it does in fact say cow bitches, so I'm proud of you for holding down on that one. I appreciate that. Kind of wish I hadn't taken the Giants so I could write cow bitches again, but like, it is what it is. Next game on the docket is the 0-3 Cincinnati Bengals are at the 1-2 Carolina Panthers. Cincinnati is favored by 4.5 points. 48.5 is the over/under. Tim, you took the Panthers.
Andy Dalton looked great last week. I'm hoping he can do it again. And there's something going on with the Bengals offense and defense that they can't figure it out. And I think their head coach is on a hot seat. So if they don't get it figured out by the bye week, he's gone, in my opinion. So give me the Panthers. And I think it's going to be a high-scoring game because they both scored a lot of points last week. So then we'll probably mimic everything again.
So I disagree with the coach will be gone by the bye week simply because he made it to a Super Bowl. But if by the end of the season they're not legitimate playoff pushers, like AFC Championship type, I do think that they probably say goodbye to Zach Taylor. I would agree with that. Bolton, give me your thoughts on this game.
Yeah, I think the Panthers did exactly what we called last week. You get a new quarterback in there midway through, and the other 21 personnel on the field are going to absolutely, play like their lives depend on it. And they did just that, and they pulled up the Cinderella upset over the Raiders. But I think that they eventually do now fall back to reality. Everybody's probably exhausted from the last game. The Bengals are still looking for that first win. They are getting desperate. So I think that Joe Burrow is going to come out. He's going to play lights out. I think that they cover, and I think it's easy.
Joey.
Yeah, Andy Dalton. He showed out, but our defense was just playing like shit. You cannot mimic that same game he did with us against the Bengals. We took the L. He took the dub. Whatever. Going against Bengals, I don't think he gets anything close to what he did against us. So, yep. Bengals are going to cover, and I'm going to get the over on that one. It's probably going to be a shootout, but definitely Joe Burrow's going to get his first dub. There's no way he can't. And if he, I swear to God, if Andy Dalton ends up getting his dub, I'm going to be super surprised. I think they go tops 4 wins this year. Tops.
You talk about the Panthers tops 4 wins.
Yeah, tops. There's no fucking way. So
I took the Bengals, but I took them not to cover simply to hedge my bet because the Bengals haven't looked good. I have not been impressed with anything the Bengals have done this season. And last week, the Panthers did look pretty decent. Now, Adam Thielen is out. That's a huge, huge, huge hit to the Red Rifle and his weapons there in Carolina. And as a result, it made me take the Bengals. But I think the game is close, and I don't think it's high scoring. I think the Bengals just do just enough to come out with a victory. So yeah, Bengals not to cover and the under. Next, we have the Jaguars, who also are 0-3 and looking for their first victory, are visiting the Texans. Houston is favored by 7.5 points. 45.5 is the over-under. We are split on this here board, so I guess I'll go first. I took the Jags because they're desperate.
Yep.
I like point blank. Jags are desperate. Doug Peterson's desperate because he too is on the hot plate. Zach Taylor, Doug Peterson, probably my top two coaches on the hot seat right now. And again, I don't care that they're in. I don't care that they're in Houston. I just they're desperate right now, whereas Houston is not. And I think the Jags are going to play desperation ball and get a dub here. I do think it's a shootout. Bolton, you sided with me. What you got?
Same thing. Like I said, you can't go 0-17, and I don't think the Jags are prepared to go 0-4. I think the Jags come out and they win. Tank Dell's not playing for the Texans, and I just think that the Jaguars are they've got to get in that win column, and I think this is the week, especially it being a division game. You never know what's going to happen because the Jaguars and Texans play each other so often. They know what they're going to do.
Yeah, I agree. Ryan says in the chats that Stroud has also looked mid this year. He said, well, Stroud has looked mid. I added the also because Trevor Lawrence has looked really sus the entire season.
Stroud looked mid last year too in the beginning of the season.
That's true.
He came out and he balled out at the halftime. But I mean, we're in week 3. You can't mid is kind of I think it's too soon to say. So I don't know. I don't know about mid, but all right.
Okay. He's looked not as crisp as he did last year. I mean, we can openly admit that. And that's, it is what it is. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's just like beginning of the season, flutters. But since you had that to throw in there, go ahead, give me your thoughts on this game.
Yeah. Like I said before, I have not seen Trevor Lawrence snap a ball this year. I don't know why. I'm not attracted to that. When we watch a Jazz game this year, I did see a couple Texans games, and I mean, I'm happy what I'm seeing there. With the reports are saying T.Law is looking like shit. I mean, I'm seeing it Christian Kirk in my fantasy. He's not putting up any numbers. He still got. I mean. Nah, even with Joe Mixon and Tank Dell being out, I still like him. I still love him.
And Tim, give me your thoughts.
I think it's a get right game for the Texans. They played really bad against the Vikings last week. With maybe the Vikings are the real deal. I still don't think Sam Darnold is him, but the Vikings defense might be. So I could be wrong. But on that note, I think it's a get right game for C.J. Stroud, Diggs, Nico Collins. They all be getting catches, but I think that run game is really important to them. That's why I think the Texans will win, but not the cover because they got no run game with Cam Akers back there.
Yeah, I didn't even take into account the injuries on the Texan side of the ball. I just thought to myself, the Jags are in desperation mode and the Texans aren't. And when one team is desperate and the other one isn't, usually that's the team that comes out and lights the scoreboard up.
This is how I'm looking at it. The T-Law, Trevor Lawrence's best team he's been playing with for this year, and they haven't done anything with them. So it could be the offensive coordinator, it could be T-Law, it could be the head coach. Who knows? But I don't think it's going to get fixed in a short week like this.
So I don't think it's the head coach specifically. I think it's the guy calling the plays and the trust that the head coach has in Press Taylor. We saw what they did to Carson Wentz, and now they're doing the same thing to Trevor Lawrence. Doug Peterson and Press Taylor just, for some reason, keep going back to the well, and it's not what you need to be doing. But it's neither here nor there, right? It is what it is. Next, we got the Commanders visiting the Cardinals. Arizona is favored by 3.5 points. 50 and a they're really wow. That's the highest over under on the week. 50.5 is the over under. Bolton, you are the only one on the board today that took the Commanders. How you feeling?
Also, a Cardinals fan. So I will tell you this right now: the Cardinals defense is depleted of talent. They don't have anybody on the ball not named Budda Baker. I just think that Jaden Daniels is going to come out here and run all over us. The Cardinals are going to be playing without Trey McBride most likely. So, if you want to go pick up Elijah Higgins for a, emergency tight end, you can, but I don't know what their offense is going to look like. I know the Commanders don't have a good defense either, but without Trey McBride, he's half of our offense essentially. So with him gone, I don't know. The Commanders typically have the Cardinals number. I don't like the even being at home aspect of this game because, like I put in the group chat a week ago, there was more Blue and Lions fans than there were, Cardinals fans at the stadium. We just don't show up to our home games. So I think that the Commanders, I think that they're probably going to squeak one out.
Yeah, it has been announced McBride is in fact out for this game.
Yeah.
Um,
That's shitty. What is he? What's his injury report? What's wrong with him?
Concussion.
Huh?
concussion.
Concussion? Damn,
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Same thing at Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I took the Cardinals simply because I've watched some of the Commander games, and while Jaden Daniels does look really crisp and like he's doing really good things, the rest of the team around him looks extremely what's the word I'm looking for? Mediocre. Yeah,
Mediocre is a
average.
good word.
Average at best.
Yeah.
So while Jaden Daniels is doing great things, the rest of the team is not. Now, when I made this Cardinals pick, I did not realize Trey McBride would not be playing. I will openly admit that. But I still think the Cardinals at home get the win. I took them not to cover because I thought it was a 3-point game to begin with. Now with Trey McBride out, I definitely don't think they cover. But I do think that both offenses are going to score points. Kyler Murray is going to run all over that, and James Conner going to run all over that Commanders defense. And Jaden Daniels is going to make plays to keep the Commanders in the game. But I think the Cardinals come out victorious. Joey, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, same. I think Kyler Murray's going to show out. In being at home too, I think he has more of an advantage. Jaden Daniels had a couple good, huge plays last week, right? 2 bombs to Scary Terry. I don't think that happens again at all. Like that was a fluke. I mean, I had a couple bets on that, so that was crazy that even happened. But I don't think it's happening again. He's not going to mimic like last week. I think Harrison's get most of the share this week, and I think we're going to see a pretty big game. And what's the line right there? Did I do a cover over?
You did the over, yes.
I did do the over. Okay, yeah. I think it's gonna be a crazy game. I think it's gonna be a shootout,
Tim?
but yeah.
Like Joey said, I think Kyler Murray shows out. I'm hoping he uses Marvin Harrison a lot this week coming up. Trey McBride is out now. I like Michael Wilson too as a sneaky starter, like a flex spot if you need someone there. He's been doing really good the last couple of weeks. So I think Murray has enough offensive weapons to outscore the Commanders. I think it's probably like a 7-point win for them.
I like it. I do. I really do. Patriots visiting the 49ers. The Patriots are this is the game where the Niners are favored more than any other team this week at 9.5 points. 39.5 is the over-under, so they still think it'll be a low-scoring game. Joey, you took the over. You're the only one on the board tonight, so tell me about your over thought process.
Yeah, I kind of second guess that right now as I'm looking at it. Yikes. I mean, if it goes over, kudos to me, but I don't know, man. That Patriots defense is pretty good. I think they are definitely underrated this year. Same with 49ers. They have a really good defense. So I don't know why I went the over. I think it was just an intuition. So we'll just see.
I like that. We'll just see. We'll see.
Just see. Like, I guess I just honestly I don't know about that game. That game's weird. And I just hate that I don't see Christian McCaffrey on the field. I mean, I'm first pick in 3 leagues, and I picked Christian McCaffrey. And yeah,
I've got him in a few leagues too. I get it.
Yeah, but yeah, I see them winning. I see them covering too. So
I'm gonna go next. This is my trap game of the week, right? I almost took the Patriots, and that's not even an exaggeration. That's like my real thought process. The Niners are banged up. There's something going on in that locker room where they're like, I don't know if they're like cohesive the right way that they need to be. I don't know, but they haven't looked like the 49ers of the past 2 years. They just have not. I think
a big problem is Brandon Ayuk.
You think he's a cancer in the locker room? Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, I get saw sign on
I saw it.
TikTok the other day where he get through a hissy fit on the field because he's wearing the wrong color shorts.
Yeah. So for those of you who didn't see it, Brandon Ayuk at practice, Kyle Shanahan, the coach, comes over, tells him, "Hey, you need to change your shorts because you're supposed to be in black shorts." And Brandon Ayuk threw a fit and changed his shorts right there in the middle of the field. So I'm not going to disagree with you. There's definitely something going on in that Niners locker room. They just have not looked as good as they did the last 2 years. So I almost took the Patriots in this. And because I almost took the Patriots, I hedged my bet by taking the Niners not to cover the 9.5-point spread and for it to go under, obviously, the 39.5 points, because I think it'll be a really low-scoring game. Neither offense is going to look good, but the defenses are going to show out. So that was my thought process. Bolton, what you got?
I'm going to use my 30 seconds of fame here to say that Oklahoma just beat Auburn, comeback win. So, Jake, you can keep drinking because my lock of the week did hit. Also, 9.5 is just too big of a point spread. 49ers win, but not by 9.5.
Tim, that was awesome, Bolton. Good job, man.
You gotta agree with what Bolton said about 9.5 being too big of a point spread. And that they have a lot of injury. Purdy was on the injured list this week for the tight back. Ayuk being a baby. Trent Williams was hurt last week. Hargrave is out for the season with a torn pec. Like, there's so many injuries for them. I could think that too much to overcome 9.5 points.
Kittle, Debo as well.
Yeah.
It's
Kittle's
just
back,
a,
I believe,
just
right?
a lot. Kittle's back.
Kittle is back.
You better hope. Shit.
You ain't lying.
He's hurting me too, that guy. Him and Debo.
So the next game we are perfectly split on. We got the Browns visiting the Raiders. 1.5 point favorites are the Raiders. 37.5 is the over under. This is the second lowest spread of the week. Yes, it is. Titans Dolphins is lower. Timmy, you and I took the Browns, so I'm going to let you go first.
I don't know what I was thinking, man. The Browns been I must have been drinking that night or something.
No, that's not bad, man.
I mean, I don't like the Raiders. No offense, Joey.
It's all right.
But I know that Matt Crosby is out now.
Yep.
Devontae Adams is out. So I think that's a big help on my side, at least. But the Browns' offensive line, I think Deshaun Watson was the most hit quarterback and through the first 3 weeks of football. Like, they got no offensive line to help him out to even get a pass thrown. So that I think maybe they switch something around and get that figured out, and maybe that'll help them a little bit. But I don't know what I was thinking with this pick. So it is what it is.
Honestly, I think it's better than picking the Raiders at this point.
Well, you took the Raiders, so go ahead. Tell us your thoughts on it.
I picked the Raiders because I'm a Raider fan, right? The last time I did that, I picked the Ravens and the Raiders ended up winning. So that was my bad on me for being a fan. But I think the Raiders are garbage, and I hate to say it.
You took them.
I did take them because I'm a Raider. I can't go against my team. I'm just going to do it that. You're always going to see Raiders picked by Joey all season long because I'm not going to go against them anymore.
Here, I'll tell you why
Hot
the
Take
Raiders
City,
are
thank you for joining
game.
us. We appreciate you, Hot Take City. We're doing good. Thank you very much for joining. Sorry, go ahead, Jerry.
Oh yeah, see, I'm not even a Raiders fan, nor am I confident in them. But I will tell you that the Raiders are going to come out and win this game because the Browns are in shambles. And if you remember, after last week, Antonio Pierce came out and said that the Raiders were making some business decisions on the field, and he said we're going to start making business decisions ourselves if we can't get people to play, through the whistle. So I think that everybody is hoping that they still have a job. And they're going to come out here and win this against a Browns team that is in shambles.
You want to know what's funny about that business? So we had this little talk about it in one of my group chats. We're all Raider fans, right? And
I feel bad.
I didn't see any reports that Devontae Adams had any injury until yesterday, actually.
Hamstring.
So we were thinking that the business decision is coming from Devontae Adams, and out of nowhere, he goes and says he has a hamstring injury, and there is nothing that indicated that he had a hamstring injury all week until out of nowhere, right? Was there something that happened on Sunday that kind of elevated it to be that way? So we're thinking like, okay, Devontae Adams' business decision.
I know you saw the play of your corner, like completely just said, no, I'm not tackling.
Jack Jones, I mean, he's still going to I don't know if it's that, but obviously it was subliminal. Nobody really knows, but it's just kind of weird that there was already reports saying Devontae Adams was going to get traded mid-season if they do bad in the first part, right? So I think those couple losses that we had, I mean, last week we shouldn't have lost. I mean, clearly. Panthers are garbage. Andy Dalton looked like he was elite, like back in 2017. Andy Dalton didn't make any sense. Now Devontae Adams, I mean, that's a huge key part of our offense. If that's what it is, then we might see a trade within the next couple of weeks. I'm just saying it could happen. So
I can see
might be the
that.
decision that AP is talking about.
I can see that because Devontae Adams not getting as many targets that he wants when Myers, whatever how you pronounce his last name, getting more targets than him in a game. That can't be happening. So you got to get Devontae Adams the ball, plain out and simple. For you to win, you got to get him the ball.
You have to.
Look at Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams in Green Bay. Like Aaron Rodgers force-fed in the ball, and they made the playoffs almost every year.
Agree.
Well, Tim, go ahead. Go ahead. You took the Browns in the over just like I did.
I already
Talking
talked
about
about mine.
Did you? Oh, that's my
Yeah.
bad. Oh,
Come
you
on,
go.
man. Pay attention. I
What?
think
I
both
am
talked
paying
about them
attention.
too.
I'm sorry. I'm also like,
I think we all
Give him-
did. I
Yeah,
think
we all have already done this game. We're moving on.
Yeah,
Chiefs
we're on the
Chargers.
Chiefs. Yeah.
well, no, I want to talk about it now.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh,
It's your
Shay,
go.
he didn't.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You're right. I should be paying more attention. I should have like made notes of who talked about what, but it's fine.
I'm gonna take it away, man.
Yeah, so I basically just took the Browns and the over because the Raiders lost to the Panthers. Pretty flat out honest answer is the Raiders lost to the freaking Panthers. So I think the Browns win. And 39.5 is really easy, or 37.5 is really easy score to get to, with two teams. So that's my thought process. Now, going to the chats real quick. Hot Take City says the Bucks are beating the Eagles. That's all he knows. If you're looking at the screen, you see that 3 out of the 4 of us took the Eagles. So maybe, who knows? Gabe says true, I think, to my comment about, the Browns the Panthers beat the
No, he's
Raiders.
talking about the Bucks. He's talking
Yeah,
about the
he's
Bucks.
talking
He's a
about
Bucks
the
fan.
Bucks.
Oh, okay. Good for you there, Gabe, saying you think the Bucks will beat the Eagles. We'll see. We'll see. Moving on. Chiefs are visiting the Chargers. It looks like Justin Herbert is playing. Chiefs are favored at 8.5 points. 39.5 is the over-under. We are all taking the Chiefs.
Wait, you said Herbert's playing?
Herbert is on track to play. I got to be honest with you. If Herbert was 100%, I actually wrote in the thing. If Herbert plays, I take the Chargers. But if not, then I take the Chiefs. And I was told I can't do that, so I took the Chiefs.
Yeah, I got in trouble too for doing like, hey, make this bet if this person is in. It was the Chargers Steelers. Everybody was giving me shit, and I was like, well, if Herbert's, or if Herbert's hurt, I'm not playing him. I'm not betting on this game. No, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Why is the lock like a few hours before Sunday night morning game?
I just don't understand why he's playing, man. A high ankle sprain. He's gonna get hit again, and he's gonna be out for the whole game anyway.
He's gonna be a pocket passer tomorrow for sure.
They don't have no one to throw to, so what is he doing?
Exactly. But I mean,
He's gonna turn around and give it to J.K. Dobbins 30 times.
Yeah, maybe.
And he's gonna turn.
I actually think that is exactly what their game plan is to give the ball to J.K. Dobbins 30 times. I don't really think we need to talk about it. Like I said, all 4 of us took the Chiefs in this game. I think it's pretty obvious. Herbert's playing hurt, and the Chiefs are just a better team than the Chargers, right? We all agree?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, moving on. We've got the Bills visiting the Ravens. Ravens
Game
are
of the
favored
week.
2.5 points. 46.5 is the over-under. I took the Ravens, so I suppose I'll go first. I took the Ravens?
Because you're dumb. I mean,
He's got
Yeah, I said, what?
What? Oh, I don't like
you
that.
must be wicked.
What was I thinking?
You just think the Ravens are going to turn it around after one win against the Cowgirls?
They almost lost to the Cowboys.
I
They
know.
almost let the Cowboys come back in that game. What the
And the
hell was I
Raiders
thinking?
beat him. Like, come on.
Oh, man. Shit,
Well,
guys.
go
I
on and
don't
make
like
up something here. But it's like, oh, well, they're playing at home, Like, maybe,
Baltimore's
maybe.
home. They played the Bills really, really well the last few seasons. Lamar Jackson is a really good running quarterback, and the Bills sometimes do struggle with that. I think Flowers gets going, and maybe Andrews, actually shows up and can catch a touchdown here this
Hey,
week.
you
That
don't
would be
you don't
really
have to
solid.
justify that pick, man. I mean,
It is what it is.
It
give
is what
me-
it is, man.
The Ravens not to cover in the over. I can't believe I took the Ravens, man.
It's all right.
Somebody else talk.
I mean, I took the Bills here. I actually misread this because I almost, or I apparently
guys
thought
keep
that the
talking, just
Bills
do a
were
rotation.
supposed
I'll be
to
right
be
back.
favorited. They are the underdogs. That's why I even took them to cover. I took 2.5. I said that's too easy. The Bills are just a wagon right now. The Ravens can't put a game away, and I think Josh Allen's just going to actually run away with it. It's literally just if they can get Derrick Henry the ball, the Bills defense isn't essentially, exactly good at stopping the run. But let's be honest here. Josh Allen's playing lights out and everybody's rallying behind him. I think that's why we're all doing Bills over, right?
Yep.
Yeah, basically, he would have thought Josh Allen without Diggs be this good. Not
Yeah.
even.
It's like
not
he's
even
actually just spreading
turnovers.
the ball around. Everybody's
Yeah,
getting their fair share.
Yeah, he hasn't throw too many picks either. Like
I
not
don't
many
know, man.
mistakes.
Dalton Kincaid, like I said, I was in that tight end rankings. I had him at 7, and I feel like
Yeah.
that's perfect for him because I
Yeah,
don't think he's been doing shit. So I think Josh Allen's been holding the weight all on his shoulders. So I think
with Diggs,
just because of Josh Allen.
I think with
And
Diggs
James Cook.
leaving, there was a big relief on
Yeah.
him. Like, hey, I don't got
There's
four
not a
big
true
guys.
number one wide receiver saying, "Hey, I need 12 targets a game." Now he can spread it around, and everybody's getting four targets a game,
times,
and
yeah.
nobody knows where the ball's going. Everybody knew
Exactly.
where the ball was going when Diggs was on the field.
Exactly.
That's a
like,
great point.
Yep.
I think Bills are probably the only team that could beat the Chiefs in the AFC.
Yeah,
I would probably concur with that. I'm not I defended the Ravens because I took them, but Bolton hit the nail right on the head there. Without a true number one wide receiver, Josh Allen is making everyone else in that offense look elite. And that's what genuinely good quarterbacks do. So I kind of wish I had taken the Bills, but it is what it is. Tim, you can go, and then Joey, you can go. I'm sorry that I'm an idiot.
I think we already talked about it. I think we're on to the next one.
Yeah, we're on the next one.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Titans and the Dolphins. The Dolphins have announced that they will be starting Tyler Huntley at quarterback. Miami on Wednesday was favored at 1.5 points. 36.5 is the over-under. Joey, you took the Dolphins. You're on an island, buddy.
Yes, sir, I did. So I'm not sorry, Tim, I'm going to bring this up. Will Levis, it reminds me of an Aiden O'Connell taking over. He is good enough to start, but he is not good enough to be their franchise quarterback. The Dolphins starting Tyler Huntley changes everything for me because he is a great value Lamar Jackson. I mean, we saw him play in Baltimore. We know what he can do. And I feel like with the weapons like Hill, Waddle, I think Mostert's coming back as well, HN. I think the Titans are not going to be able to stop that offense because I know he can throw those bombs. Titans, Will Levis, I'm out on him. He's trash.
Before I let anybody else respond, Tim, it's you who I'm going to let respond first. Hussein, thanks for joining us again. He says, what's good, boys? He needs Jalen Hurts to have a field day this week. He's got him at fantasy. Hot Take City says, Bucks -5.5. I'm taking that for sure. He's got his eyes and laughing faces on. Hawkins says Huntley is a Pro Bowl quarterback at one point in his career. He most certainly was. And Hawkins also says QJ all day. Gabe says Joe Alt is doubtful too, isn't he? I believe he is doubtful, yes. Tim, you can respond to since you took the Titans in the over, you can respond.
Listen, one, I was hoping Dolphins would start Tyler Huntley. You can ask my dad. I said the Dolphins need to start Huntley because he can be a little bit downgrade from Tua and get Hill with the ball basically. But he can throw a deep ball pretty well. You saw like Hawkins said, he's the Pro Bowl quarterback. Like he can do it. But everyone hating on me because of Levis right now, and that's fine. You got to give him a chance. They don't have an offensive line to block for him. He's running scared out of the pocket. Like, that's cool. Give me Levis. I'm not even mad about it.
You know what, Tim? I'm going to defend you. I'm going to defend you with this Will Levis stuff. People are angry with you about Will Levis because of a trade that happened in one of our leagues. The reality of the situation is y'all are looking at names. You're not looking at production this season. And this season alone, Will Levis has been better than Trevor Lawrence. So you guys can hate on it all you want, but the reality of the situation is that Will Levis has been better than Trevor Lawrence this season.
I don't think the comparison between Trevor Lawrence and Will Levis is there for Dynasty. I think it's more like, is he going to be there next year? Is he going to be there
I think he
for a
will.
couple of years? We know T-Law is. We know he is.
Gabe. I love
Yeah.
this because I love that movie. He says Will Levis is a peacock. They got to let him fly. I can hear Mark Wahlberg yelling this right now. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Joey, but that was a good one.
I get what you're saying, but you gotta look at it this way: the Eagles signed Wentz to a $45 million contract, and the next year signed Jalen Hurts and ship Carson Wentz to the Colts. Money don't matter in the NFL league anymore.
I agree with that.
Anything can happen. If T-Law keeps playing the way he is, it's something gonna happen. Plain out and simple.
I would agree with that. And we already mentioned how Doug Peterson and Press Taylor have already ruined one quarterback, Carson Wentz being that guy. Jared, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. When I picked the Titans in the over, now it kind of scares me that Tyler Huntley's out there. If he has actually been taking
Exactly.
meaningful reps all week in practice, and he can actually get the ball to any of those speedsters, it's kind of scary. But I think the Titans are still looking for that win as well. So the Titans are gonna fight and claw. So I'm not confident in this game at all. But give me the Titans in the over.
Also, the Titans have been playing good defense. It's just that the offense hasn't been doing what
Giving
they're
the ball to
doing.
the other team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The offense hasn't been doing what they're supposed to be doing. So I think the Dolphins isn't that good of a defense. Obviously, we see what happens. So I think with the good defense for the Titans and not good of offense for not good defense for the Dolphins, I think it like clashes back and forth. It's going to be a high scoring game in my opinion. So I took the over.
I took the Titans before I knew Huntley was playing. But I did take the under because I still believe it goes under. Neither of these offenses, without Tua Tagovailoa, look particularly fantastic. With Huntley starting, I kind of wish I could change it to the Dolphins, but I can't. So I'm going to take the Titans, and I'm going to stick with that. Will Levis can't be. Will Levis can't be.
Listen, Will Levis played
I got no
his heart
defense.
out.
I really don't have. I don't have a defense for the Titans. I took them specifically because I thought Skylar Thompson was starting.
Yeah, join the club, bud. We're gonna hope and pray come tomorrow.
yeah. I mean, that's pretty much where I'm at on this one. Hawkins asks, the real question is, what's the over under on how many turnovers Levis has? If you go on any app and find it, let me know. It's 1.5.
It's got to be 2. Right?
Oh, it'll only be probably a half if I go to DraftKings.
1.5. I'm calling 1.5.
I'll go right now to Hard Rock while you guys talk about the Seahawks and Lions on Monday night. Detroit favored by 4.5 points. 47 is the over under. We all took the Lions. I actually kind of want to hear some talks about this because it was a difficult Lions for me. So one of the guys took them to cover. Okay, Tim, it wasn't. Oh, go ahead.
The Lions haven't been playing great ball. I think they get back to running the ball nonstop with Monty and then Gibbs. Screen passes, running the ball. St. Brown been playing pretty well, but he's hurt now. Jameis Winston going to get the ball again. They have too many offensive weapons to not be able to score points, obviously. And that defense is way better than that. The defensive line, let me rephrase that. Defensive line is way better than the Seahawks offensive line. They got Aiden Hutchinson, and that linebacker, I can't think of him. Oh, can't think of that linebacker.
Walker is good to go this week.
Wait, linebacker on who?
The Lions.
Lions.
So it is a 0.5 favorite.
It is 0.5. Yeah, I checked it as well.
I'm taking that.
I'll take the over on that. I'll take the over on that.
Yeah, it's easy over.
Yeah, I would agree. It's an easy over. Kenneth Walker is good to go for the Seahawks. Does that make you think any differently?
Nope.
Okay. Joey, you also have the Lions to cover.
Yeah, I think it's time to humble the Seahawks, especially at home in Detroit. I think Gibbs goes off. Amon-Ra Brown, I feel like he hasn't really been that top wide receiver, and I think he can do that against the Seahawks.
Sun God.
As far as Geno Smith goes, and DK, that duo is pretty nasty. So it's kind of scary that I did pick the Lions and covering them, but going under. But like I said, it's an intuition. I just went the under because I feel like maybe they can go at it on defense. Maybe they won't, whatever. But I think the Lions come out with a dub and they cover that 4.5.
Based on what Bolton has said throughout this show, I think that we think alike a lot. So what I say, he might nod to it or he might just shake his head. However, the reason I took the Lions is because they're the home team. I think it's a last-second field goal that gets them the win. But I do think it's a shootout in that sense, but it's a last-second field goal that gets them the win. So they're not going to cover. They'll get a 3-point victory over the Seahawks here at home. It will go over. But again, I'm talking literal last-second field goal for the dub. Bolton?
Yep, I agree. I just think that the Lions, if they're playing Lions football and what they did to the Cardinals and completely shut down both aspects of the offense that we had, I just don't think the Seahawks are going to be able to do much against that Lions defense. And I agree with you. I think that it's a field goal game.
I like it. I love it. So there you have it, fans. Those are our picks, the 4 of our picks. I mean, I'll open up the screen here so you can, if you have, like, if some of you wanted to look at Monty's or Ryan's, I'll open the screen back up, let you guys look at it for a few seconds. Are there any closing thoughts from any of the 3 of you?
Yeah, I'm number 1, and I'll stay the number 1 till the end of the season.
Okay, buddy. I was number 1 last week.
I don't care. I'm up by how much? I'm up by how much?
Listen, none of you will be able to do what I did last year with a 34-win week. So
that's nasty. Really, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's pretty nasty.
What are you talking about? I got that 11-win week, and I still didn't take last.
I'll be the number 1, baby.
Jesus.
You're right. You're right. Jake was last year. You're right.
In reality, the Raiders might not be number 1, but I'll represent, and I will be.
Fuck the Raiders.
All right, that's fine.
Pretty much. Fuck anybody that's not the Eagles, but we'll get there. But yeah, so if you guys don't have anything else, I think that'll do it for us here. Yeah.
Yeah, looks good. It was fun. Thanks for coming out, everybody.
Chat. Thank you very much for being interactive. Appreciate you being here. And obviously to my guests this week, Tim, Joey, and Bolton, I appreciate you. That'll do it for us. Thank you for joining us here on B.S.ing Sports, where we do a little BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. Thank you and have a good night.